Hi there, Steph. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
And that's James. He wanted to wish you a happy Halloween too. So this year, we had a party about 10 days ago. That video is a bit late coming, but hopefully I managed to publish it on the 31st of October. We had a party with James's friend, and I decided to go, and I decided to have a Harry Potter theme. I'm hoping to kind of do a bit more of these videos about crafting rather than just card making, but maybe a different way of using your card making supplies to do other things. So that's kind of what I've done there. So I will explain along the way. So I started with some wizard wand. I found all the ideas on Pinterest, so do have a look if you have a specific theme, because I tend to find quite a lot on there for a load of different themes, so I think it's quite cool. These chopsticks were made with, these wands were made with chopsticks. So I used my glue gun. I got a glue gun, you know, like with the little glue sticks you put in there. And you basically, well, you make the glue melt, obviously, but you wrap it around the wand, and you can do it different ways. You can wait for it to cool down, and then you model it with your fingers, or you just go around and it will kind of create an effect, and it's quite cool. So once you've done that and you let it cool down, obviously, you can spray paint it. And then what I've done is that I used some it was some oil paint, which I kind of regret I used because it's about like 7 or 8 years old, and it took days and days to dry. And I found myself having to use some PVA glue to kind of seal it because the paint wouldn't dry. But I mean, all in all, the final result is quite nice, and the PVA kind of gave it a little shiny effect. Not too shiny, but not quite matte, and it looks quite nice and a bit more authentic, you know, as far as chopsticks for once go. And I think the kids kind of liked it. I mean, the kids I did it for were about 5 to 6 years old. They are a bit, the younger ones, the ones who were 2 or 3, it's not great. I would definitely do that for kids who are like 5 or 6 plus, not below that. And here I've just used the board, and that's an idea from Pinterest as well. I put the name, I hand lettered the name, and I thought that was quite nice. I did enjoy that quite a lot. I did struggle because I used some distress paint, but you know, use a white paint that works on black, and I'm sure it'll be great. Then I did envelopes. So these envelopes look a bit funny because I had to retouch the images so you wouldn't see people's names, but basically I printed everybody's names on the envelope, and I used my blending tool and some photo vintage distress ink to distress the edges. I did the same here for the Halloween sign, Happy Halloween. I downloaded a free font, Harry Potter font online, and I used a blending tool to distress the edges. Same thing for the bathroom sign. And what I've done is that I printed it on some paper. I've realized the printer basically takes any length paper as long as the width is no more than an A4, so 21.9 centimeters. But if the paper is longer, the printer doesn't seem to have a problem with it as long as I adapted the layout size in Word before I printed it. So that is quite cool. So then once I printed all the words on my paper, I glued my paper on a piece of cardboard. And here what I did for all the signs, I made 2 holes in the cardboard, put a little piece of ribbon kind of thing, and then attached it around my lamp thing, so you can't see the holes and it's hidden behind it. So that was quite good, and it gives some, you know, the sign is not all bendy and going funny, it goes straight and looks quite good. So that's my husband's face, and I did that for all the children who came to the party, but I didn't want to share obviously my son's friend's photo on YouTube, so I used my husband's face and I took a funny photo of him, and I created that in Word. So it's doable, and it didn't take that long, because once you do one, then you just have to change the photo for every single one. And then I did little notes because I wanted them to they started counting at school and adding and subtracting, but I went far away ahead of myself there. It was just too hard for 5, 6-year-olds, but you know, maybe 8-year-olds would enjoy that. So what I did is I put price on different things in the party, like food and the ones, and the idea is that if they were buying them, and I thought they would find it quite fun. But yeah, definitely more for 8 years old than 5 or 6. Here I made some little potions. I had these little bottles from years and years ago. I filled them up with some orange washing up liquid, mixed some holographic embossing powder I have that I don't think works very well, and I mixed both together and sealed it, and then I added a little metal bit into the cork so I could attach it to a little string. For the little label, I printed loads of potion words and then I just burnt around. I burnt with an actual flame, so it stinks. It's not something to do with children around. I did it in the evening and I had ashes all over my desk, but it does actually look quite nice and authentic. And here, same thing for the thank you for coming to my party. I think it looks quite nice. I did find the coffins template on Pinterest. There's loads of free templates. Not gonna lie, that took me forever because I had to score them before I folded them. I did 10. And I wouldn't recommend to anyone to do more than that. It's quite a lot of work. But what I've done is that I've made 2 holes. I put a little string so the kids could hang it as ornaments. So I thought that was quite cool. Then I printed some book covers. They're not actually very long pieces of paper. I folded them and I tucked them in so that they look like they go all the way around, but it's just the edge really. And I think it was quite fun, to be honest. I'm not sure if anyone actually noticed, and I think it's still there. I haven't removed them yet. Then I wanted something pumpkin-y, because although it's Harry Potter, it's still Halloween. So I kind of, I bought a set of pumpkin cutter online, and it was really good. I found a really good sized one. I wanted to do pizza, and that's my prep photos. In the end, I actually didn't do that. I did kebabs. But just to give you an idea, I did some bread dough. It's a bit the same thing than the dough you would do for bread, pizza, focaccia kind of things. And I spread it and I just cut it with like the right shape and stuff. But I found it was a bit too thick, so in the end we just did one slice of bread shaped in pumpkin, and then some chicken and a few veg, and the kids ate that. But to be honest, they were not that fussed. It was fun for me, but it was also hard work. So if the kids are not that hungry, I wouldn't do that again, really. And then, the pumpkin. The pumpkin was really cool. That was actually my practice. I did practice quite a few things beforehand, and that was my practice pumpkin. And I did buy quite a lot of pumpkins for the party. I bought one for each kid so that they could do it with their parents during the party and bring it home. And I thought, yeah, here are the pumpkins. I thought that would be quite fun. And I think they did enjoy it. I have to say, my practice pumpkin lasted 4 days and then it molded, so I didn't actually have it for the party. But what I used, because I was looking online for like what the best tools to do carving pumpkins and stuff, and someone was using a bobby pin as a carver, so I bought a set of pottery carving thing, and that was really good. My final big thing was to do the 9 3/4 platform, and I saw some ideas online which were really good. I wish I could have found some maybe brick wallpaper or something like that, but I didn't have time to do it, to buy it. So I bought some a roll of paper from IKEA, and then I used a sponge and I just stamped repeatedly with some red/brown color. It's very irregular, but I don't think the kids cares very much. I did print a sign that says Hogwarts Express platform 9 3/4, and I put that there and in front of the French doors, and it was quite cool. And then there was a few other bits here and there, like a popcorn machine, and then I bought some little popcorn holder, black and orange napkins, and I did a table outside which I forgot to take a photo of, on which I put pumpkins and orange napkins to decorate, and I went outside and I picked some branches and leaves and different kinds. So there were some kind of green ones and some orangey ones, and I put them on the table so it would kind of it wasn't really a table center, but I put them around the pumpkin so it kind of looked like a table center. It was quite pretty. Obviously children are not that fussed about these things. It's more of an adult thing really, but the parents were quite complimentary, so it was all worth it. I have to say it was quite a lot of work. It did take me about 3 weeks to get everything together. Not every day, all day, but it did take a lot of time. But, you know, it's once in a year, and the kids had a really good time. Maybe not thanks to all of this stuff, but they had a good time, so it was good. So I hope you found some interesting ideas in there. I couldn't really detail everything, or that video would take forever, and I tried to keep it as short and concise as possible, but if you have any questions, please leave me in the comment section. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.